excited as Lekon becomes first BB Niger 2020 housemate to be verified on Twitter.
And in sports, Enyimba FC coach Fatai Osho banks on Dayo Ojo to beat Amerek in CAF Champions League.
Details of these and more after this break. I am Godslove, Orlando. Now on the news in details. President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered the immediate opening of 4 land borders. The borders are Seme in the southwest, Ilela in Sokoto State, Maigatari in the northwest, and Umfon in the south-south. The announcement was made by the Minister of Finance at the end of the 28th virtual FEC meeting on Wednesday. The president also directed other land borders to be opened by December 31st, 2020. Buhari had on December 8th, 2020 revealed plans to reopen its land borders. The president asked the 36 state governors to work more with the traditional rulers and community members to improve local intelligence gathering that would aid the work of security agencies. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, on Wednesday said the federal government is set to disburse $2.5 billion to the contractors of the Ajokuta, Kaduna and Kanu gas pipeline. She made the announcement to reporters during the inspection of the project construction site in Ajokuta, Kogi State. The federal government is implementing the project with joint funding with China. The pipeline project, flagged off in July this year, is 85% funded by the Bank of China, a Chinese export and credit insurance corporation with the federal government, represented by NNPC, which provides 15% equity. Meanwhile, she noted that the federal government of Nigeria has concluded its surveying guarantee to the lead lender of the loan, which is the Bank of China. Ahmed said the project is scheduled for completion in 2023. And to the Senate, where on Wednesday they passed an executive communication from President Muhammadu Buhari seeking the extension of the implementation of the capital component of the 2020 budget from December 31st, 2020 to March 31st, 2020. Buhari, through his Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, has through a letter to the National Assembly on Tuesday requested the extension to enable the executive implement the capital aspect of the budget. The president had cited the COVID-19 pandemic, which prevented the ministries, departments and agencies of government to carry out implementation of capital aspects of the budget as reason for the extension. The president of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, after the approval, assured Nigerians that the development did not alter the January to December budget cycle. To the House of Reps, where they've asked the National Communications Commission (NCC) to extend the 31st December deadline issued to SIM card owners to submit their national identification number (NIN) to their network providers to prevent blocking. The motion was moved on Wednesday during plenary by the House Minority Leader Ndudi Elumelu. Adopting the motion, the House resolved that the exercise should end on January 28th, 2021, as against December 30th, 2020. According to the lawmaker, 2 weeks is too short for 200 million Nigerians to conclude the process. The federal government on Tuesday issued an ultimatum to all telecommunication operators in the country to block all SIM without NIN. It also ordered the network operators to ask all their subscribers to provide valid NIN to update their records and suspend SIM registration. And we come down here in Edo State, where some workers of the City Transport Service on Wednesday embarked on another round of protest, insisting that the managing director of the company, Aduyi Agbolawo, must resign. The second protest came the day Edo State government asked that the company be shut down for a meeting with the management, workers, union, and the government. Our correspondent reports that workers came with different set of demands outside their early complaint of delay in the payment of their November salary, which was paid to them on Monday. Chinedu Ekeja completes the story.
On Monday, the December 14th, 2020, workers of Edo City Transport Service, ECTS, the state-owned transport company, Dawn Tools, to protest a 2-week delay in the payment of their November salary.
We are working like elephants, but we eat like ants. They are owing us November salary. That's the only one they are owing us for now.
And November salary, we did do Christmas over 10 years ago.
The salary was paid that Monday, even as the MD clarified that the delay was occasioned by challenges encountered in the accounting department of the company. But 2 days after, The workers are out again, insisting the MD must resign after leveling some allegations against her.
Eduge must go. This December 31st, no addition.
Okoyo Onome, I'm a bus officer. We are here to channel our grievances to the state governor. We are suffering in Edo City Transport Service. I, in particular, my baby was sick and I had money in the cooperative account. I'm supposed to withdraw my money, compulsory savings. But Eduge, for the past 4 years, she withheld that money. She said any staff that wants into our cooperative money should resign before she would pay that cooperative money. Because I don't want to lose my job, I have to let go.
Part of their grounds now is that they have remained a contract staff for many years.
Our MD is maltreating us without limit. She takes ECTS as her whole personal business. She stepped down all workers on her own without wearing nothing to show. We come here for Obaseki to come and rescue us and take over Edo City by itself and pay us our salary and make us the staff, no more contract staff.
But the managing director, Mrs. Eduye Bolahon, is surprised that some of the workers embarked on another round of protest on the day the state government has fixed a meeting with the management and leadership of the workers' union to address some of the pending issues.
I'm not a member of their cooperative. They have an executive team that handles their cooperative, so I cannot obviously be dictating what's happening in their cooperative. So I have no comment concerning that. But we already have a meeting today with the SSG, and this is not an issue before the SSG. So it just shows that these are not really the issues for the protest. There are laid down procedures for engaging management. It's when you fail to get what you want from management and you still believe you ought to have it. That's when you can take it up to government, not even in a protest, because the organization is owned by government.
She also denied some of the allegations, insisting that the protest is a blackmail by some senior staff of the company who are facing disciplinary action.
I've never heard where you call for the removal of an MD because 1 month's salary was delayed by 1 week. The call for the removal of the MD is as a result of the fact that the MD has insisted that they cannot run a parallel transport company within the organization, and that the people involved must face disciplinary action. Those are the people that are protesting. These are all laid down in their conditions of service.
On the issue of staffing, Mrs. Abolahon clarified that as a government-owned transport company, she has no power to make anybody a permanent staff except the government gives an approval. She was, however, hopeful that a meeting with the government yesterday will resolve the issue of staffing. Meanwhile, the workers were divided as some members of the executive union refused to join the protest. Passengers were seen checking in and out of various ECTS terminals at Ring Road with disappointment. Chinedu Ekeja, KUFM News.
Still in Edo State, now talking politics, where the Edo North Caucus of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has held a strategic meeting at the Jatu country home of the State Deputy Governor, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Schreiber, with a resolution to kickstart the biometric registration of members across the state. In his opening remarks at the meeting, the Deputy Governor urged members of the caucus to work together as a team. Schreiber further advised that they should cooperate in order to ensure a hitch-free pre-registration exercise, stressing that all members are stakeholders in the Edo project. Among the high-ranking members at the meeting were Chief Mike Ogiadome, Yisa Braimo, and Honorable Johnson Agbolagba. Other members present were key leaders across the 6 local governments in the zone. Other resolutions reached at the caucus meeting were the immediate commencement of electronic registration of members in Edo North with a target of not less than 500,000 members. Chief Ogiadome and Braimo were charged with the responsibility of leading the tactical team to supervise the registration at the senatorial level, while at the local government level, the exercise will be supervised by the council chairman, PDP and APC party chairman, a leader of the party centrally recognized, a youth and a woman generally acceptable in the local government. It was further resolved that effective from January 1st, 2021, the PDP APC dichotomy ceases to exist as members shall belong to one indivisible party, the PDP. Meanwhile, the caretaker and extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee of the All Progressives Congress, APC, on Wednesday appointed Chief John Odigi Oyegu as chairman of its South-South Reconciliation Committee. This was disclosed in a communique signed by the secretary of the committee and an APC chieftain from South-South, Loki Imasoe, shortly after a meeting of the party leaders from the geopolitical zone in Abuja. The communique also named the other members of the committee as Lucky Maswe, Chief Sonny Jackson, Dr. Miriam Ali, Dr. Sam Jaja, and Senator Clever Ikisipo, and also Chief Emmanuel Nsan. Coming up in a moment, Appeal Court nullifies Olisa Metu's conviction order. Appeal Court nullifies Olisa Metu's conviction and orders fresh trial. Details in a moment. Please stay with us.
At split seconds, there is a lot happening around us, but we can't be everywhere all the time. We've got work, families, and chores to cater to, and most importantly, time to rest. And that's why having reliable partner like KUFM News is important. Sleeping? We don't. We work round the clock, bringing you stories as they break from Nigeria and across the world. We would stop at nothing to keep you informed, because KUFM News is all about you and stories that affect you. Politics, business, human interests, sports, entertainment, just name it. We've got you covered. KUFM News. Timely, precise, spot on.
Welcome back. It's still news break, and now to the rest of the news. On judiciary matters, where the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has nullified the conviction and 7 years jail term imposed on a former spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party, Olisa Metu, by Justice Okon Abang of the Federal High Court, Abuja. A three-man panel of the court led by Justice Stephen Ada in a unanimous judgment held that the proceedings of the Federal High Court leading to the conviction of Metu and his company, Destra Investment Limited, were tainted with bias and therefore must not be allowed to stand. Justice Ada, who delivered the lead judgment on Wednesday, held that the utterances of Justice Abang in the course of the trial established that he was biased against the convicts. The appellate court therefore ordered that trial be conducted afresh. He directed that the case file be sent back to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court for reassignment to another judge other than Justice Abang. Justice Abang had in his judgment delivered on February 25th sentenced Metu to 7 years imprisonment for fraudulently receiving 400 million naira from the office of the then National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki. More judiciary news. A Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed a suit that sought to void the emergence of Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu as the candidate of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in the last governorship election in Ondo State. The plaintiff, Nathaniel Adoju Telogon, an APC governorship aspirant who participated in the primary but lost, had challenged the party's adoption of the indirect mode of primary for the selection of its candidates in the election. In a judgment on Wednesday, Justice Okon Abang upheld the argument by the APC and Akeredolu, who are listed as first and second defendants, that the suit was statute barred, having been filed outside the 14 days allowed under Section 285 subsection 9 of the Constitution for the institution of pre-election cases. Justice Abang noted that while the cause of action arose on July 17, 2020, when the APC's election committee, headed by Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State, announced that the adoption of indirect primary, Adoju Telogon chose to file its suit on August 3, 2020. Coming up in a moment on our entertainment news, fans excited as Lekon becomes first BB Naija 2020 housemate to be verified on Twitter. Details in a moment. Yeah, welcome back. You're still listening to Newsbreak on 92.7 KUFM. And now to our entertainment story, where fans are currently celebrating as rapper Lekon becomes the first BB Naija Season 5 former housemate to be verified on Twitter. Recall that Lekon became the first Big Brother Naija 2020 housemate to be verified on Instagram while still in the house. A quick check on his Twitter platform has shown that the reality star has 768,000 followers as at the time of filing this report. Despite having less than 1 million followers on the app, the music and video making platform deemed it necessary to get the rapper verified. As expected, fans of the popular reality TV star cum art musician have taken to Twitter to celebrate his latest feat. Celebrations and congratulatory messages from icons have made Lekon to occupy a top spot on Twitter trends section. Nigerian singer Peter Okoye of the defunct music group P-Square has lost his father-in-law. The music star took to his Twitter where he announced the passing away of Lola's father. In a lengthy post shared via her Instagram page, Omotayo expressed shock at the demise of her father. The wife of the music star said the wife of the music star said she will be comforted by the fond memories she has of her father. And finally, on entertainment, Nigerian singer Damini Ebunluwa Ogulu, better known as Burna Boy, has released the official music video for his Way Too Big song. The song, which is off the Twice as Tall album, features his mom, Bose Ogulu, and sister, Nisi Ogulu. The video was directed by Meji Alabi. And that's it on entertainment. And now in sports, Eyimba FC coach Fatai Osho-Banks on Dayo Ojo to beat Al Marik in CAF Champions League. Ego Saigbeka has more on our sports desk this morning.
Good morning. Eyimba International FC coach Fatai Osho says the club will rely on the experience of midfielder Dayo Ojo to give them an edge when they face Sudanese giants Al Merrek in their CAF Champions League first round fixture. The People's Elephants were drawn against the side from the oil-producing nation after beating Rahimo FC of Burkina Faso in the preliminary round, while Al Merrek defeated Congolese side AS Otoho 3-1 on aggregate. Ojo played his season with the Sudanese this season, helping them to beat Rivers United 4-3 on aggregate in the first round to reach the group stage of the tournament. A win for Eyimba will see them qualify for the morning spinning group stage of the competition, while a defeat to the North Africans will see them drop to the playoffs round of the CAF Confederation Cup. The first leg will be played on December 23rd at the Al Merrek Stadium in Omdurman, while the return leg is bid for January 6th, 2021 at the Aba International Stadium. The Chief Executive of South Edo Queens Football Club, Sabina Aminogena Chikere, says the state government is proud and happy with the players and the entire management team of the football club. The Amiibo Sports Administrator stated this while congratulating the players on their 1-0 away win over Dream Stars FC of Lagos in Agege Township Stadium on Wednesday evening. She commended the coach Rolandson Ode-led squad for not putting her to shame during the game. Chikere said it is too early to judge anything but requires total commitment, determination, focus and continuity from the girls. And finally now to tennis, where the Australian Open organizers say the first Grand Slam of the 2020-2021 season will start on 8 February next year after being pushed back 3 weeks because of the coronavirus pandemic. The news was confirmed when the ATP announced its schedule for the first 7 weeks of the men's tour next year. The event was scheduled to take place in Melbourne from 18th to 31st of January 2021. The 4-day qualifying event has been moved to Doha, Qatar, and will start on 10th January. Players will arrive on the 15th of January for a 14-day quarantine period under local coronavirus rules. The season will start with events in Delray Beach in the United States and Antalya in Turkey on 5th January. There will be 2 tournaments in Melbourne starting on 31st January, one of which is located at Adelaide International, while a condensed 12-team ATP Cup will take place from 1st to 5th of February. And that's sports news on KUFM's News Break. My name is Egosa Agbeka, and back to you, Orlando.
Thank you so much, Agosa, and that's the news. But before we go, let's take a quick recap of the headlines. On the news this morning, we told you that the President, Muhammadu Buhari, has ordered the immediate opening of 4 land borders. And also here in Edo State, some workers of Edo City Transport Service have continued their protest. And finally, on Newsbreak this morning, Edo PDP commences biometric registration of members. Please do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world, either by visiting our website at www.kufm.net, or you can download our KU mobile app from the Google Play Store. Remember, we're also live on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria, and you can now listen to us on radiogarden.com. KUFM Newsbreak was produced by Lebedum Asagwaram. I am God's Love Orlando, saying thanks for listening and good morning.